Every word of Erik ten Hag's explosive Man United press conference, critics slammed, Antony defense and more. A full transcript of every word Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag said in his pre-match press conference ahead of Wednesday night's meeting with Sheffield United. Erik ten Hag came out fighting at his pre-Sheffield United press conference on Tuesday amid mounting pressure on his position as Manchester United manager. The United boss hit out at the media, describing the reaction to Sunday's FA Cup semi-final victory over Coventry City as embarrassing and a disgrace. United progressed to their second consecutive FA Cup final via a penalty shootout after squandering a 3-goal lead against the Championship club. United capitulated within the final 25 minutes of regulation time, meaning the contest went to extra time. Coventry thought they had won it in the dying seconds of the additional 30 minutes, only for VAR to spot an offside in the build-up to Victor Torp's effort. Despite getting over the line and setting up a second consecutive FA Cup final with Manchester City, United's victory was incredibly hollow, such was the way they limped over the line. Celebrations among the fans and most players were muted after Rasmus Højlund dispatched the decisive penalty. Nevertheless, Ten Hag was not impressed by the reaction from the media and the outside world, cutting loose in his latest media briefing on Tuesday. Below, Men Sport brings you a full transcript of everything the Dutchman had to say. Ten Hag transcript. After walking into the room, some members of the assembled media said, "Good afternoon," to the Dutchman, who corrected them by saying, "Good morning." The press conference started at 11:45 a.m. Sharp. "I notice not everyone is sharp here," Ten Hag said. When asked who is not sharp, he said, "Oh, the majority I would say." The first question put to Ten Hag was whether he believed the response to United's semi-final triumph over Coventry was fair. Ten Hag said, "No. Absolutely not. You made enough and won the question. Is it embarrassing? No, the reaction from you was embarrassing. It is the comments. Top football is about results. We made it to a final and we deserved it not only by this game but also the other games. We lost control for 20 minutes, we also had bad luck, 3-2, 3-3. We were very lucky in the end, clear. Penalties was very good and we made it to the final. It is a huge achievement. Twice, in 2 years is magnificent. For me as a manager, 4 cup finals in 4 years. The comments are a disgrace." The next question was about Jason Wilcox, who joined United as technical director last week. Ten Hag said, "Very close, we have to form a partnership, very impressive, we are a little behind in the process so we will go and speed up the process. Yes, I met him yesterday, Monday, for the first time. This week we will not have so much time and I know his profile, a lot of experience in youth and 1 year at Southampton. I am looking forward to our partnership." The Dutchman was then asked if United are contending with any injury concerns ahead of Wednesday night's clash with Sheffield United. Ten Hag said, "Yeah. We had a problem with Alejandro Garnacho, that's why we took him off during the game, but I think he will be fine. Scott McTominay we have to assess today, really doubtful. Marcus Rashford is also doubtful and there was also an issue with Bruno Fernandes with the hand, but I think he can make it. We have some doubts going into the game tomorrow." Ten Hag was asked about United's hopes of securing European qualification. "Yes, but we have to win every game," he said. "That's what United stands for, that is our approach, go from game to game, but we have to qualify for Europe and we have 2 opportunities in the league and the FA Cup final." Ten Hag was asked about Antony's decision to cup his ears in front of the Coventry players and Harry Maguire's decision to shake hands with the opposition after Højlund's winning penalty. He said, "Did you see the reaction of Harry Maguire? He, Antony, was provocated, that's why this was a reaction of that. You haven't seen the provocation, only the reaction. But he should not do it. I have seen Harry Maguire straight after and others. We should acknowledge the performance of Coventry coming to that final and the comeback. We are 70 minutes totally dominating the game by far and 3-0 must have been the game is closed, but the return from their side was very good." He was quizzed on the lack of focus within the squad. "I know that, so first of all, the most important thing we can do to put ourselves in a winning position is by good structure and we have seen that on many occasions. We have seen by the first goal and other games, but bring the game over the line. Some things have to do with mentality, physics, we don't have the tools as well, he said. We have a back four and have to make compromises and be really creative, but we can't sub players there as well. What you need is a full squad and you can take your messages from the side, repair things. It's a matter of mentality and some game reading, and an opponent takes more risk, we have to improve it, need a full squad to repair that. Ten Hag was asked about Nottingham Forest's decision to question the integrity of official Stuart Atwell after they were denied 3 penalties against Everton on Sunday. The United boss said, "You can't do that. You can agree, you can disagree. The handball for Aaron Wan-Bissaka is totally wrong, a mistake, but you can't question it. So it's not good for the game and the refereeing, we should respect them, and there is no respect." Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag claims Antony was provoked by Coventry players. Antony has received plenty of stick over his reaction to Man United beating Championship side Coventry on penalties. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag claims Antony was provoked during the penalty shootout win over Coventry City. Antony celebrated United's FA Cup semi-final success by turning to the Coventry players and cupping his ears, whereas Harry Maguire sportingly shook hands with the Championship players. United supporters have been among the punters to pillory Antony over his conduct, and while Ten Hag admitted Antony should not have made the gesture, it was an act of retaliation. "Did you see the reaction of Harry Maguire?" Ten Hag demanded. "He, Antony, was provocated, that's why this was a reaction of that. You haven't seen the provocation, only the reaction. But he should not do it. I have seen Harry Maguire straight after and others. We should acknowledge the performance of Coventry coming to that final and then to come back. We are 70 minutes totally dominating the game by far and creating many chances. At 3-0, it must have been the game is closed, but the return from their side was very good." Ten Hag also accused Nottingham Forest of showing officials in England a lack of respect over their Twitter post accusing the video assistant referee of bias during their 2-0 defeat to Everton. Forest were denied 3 penalties at Goodison Park and referred to VAR Stuart Atwell's apparent allegiance to fellow strugglers Luton Town in a lengthy statement. "You can't do that," Ten Hag stressed. "You can agree, you can disagree. The handball for Aaron Wan-Bissaka against Coventry is totally wrong, a mistake, but you can't question it. So it's not good for the game and the refereeing, we should respect them, and there is no respect." 2 Manchester United players set to miss Sheffield United game through injury. For Man United players sustained injuries against Coventry City, and while 2 should be fine to face Sheffield United, 2 are doubts. Scott McTominay and Marcus Rashford are doubts for Manchester United's Premier League home game against Sheffield United. McTominay and Rashford both came off during the FA Cup semi-final against Coventry City, and manager Erik Ten Hag suggested both would be unavailable against the league's bottom side. Alejandro Garnacho also came off at Wembley, and Ten Hag clarified he had a problem, but should be fine. Bruno Fernandes required strapping on his hand after an awkward tumble, but is also expected to start. "Yeah, we had a problem with Garnacho, that's why we took him off during the game, but I think he will be fine," Ten Hag said. Scott McTominay, "We have to assess today, really doubtful. Marcus Rashford is also doubtful, and there was also an issue with Bruno Fernandes with the hand, but I think he can make it. So we have some doubts going into the game tomorrow." New United technical director Jason Wilcox was in attendance for the farcical manner in which United overcame Championship side Coventry on penalties, but incoming sporting director Dan Ashworth is still on gardening leave at Newcastle United. New United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe lamented the delay to appointing Ashworth and new chief executive Omar Barada, who is serving gardening leave at Manchester City. But Ten Hag has already had FaceTime with Wilcox. "Very close, we have to form a partnership," he added. "Very important, we are a little behind in the process, so we have to catch up, and we will go and speed up the process. I met him yesterday for the first time, had some talks. This week we will not have so much time, but from Monday on we will go forward. I know his profile, a lot of experience in youth and 1 year at Southampton, I know his background. So I am looking forward to our partnership."